everybody. Hi Lisa. Hi Julie. Welcome to the Rosie Temple this afternoon. We're starting with the Alchemy Bowl that is smoky quartz and charcoal. And this is a bowl of clearing. It's a bowl that I often use when I'm working with clients in their spaces. And this is a bowl that is wonderful in helping to shift energies. And today, I felt really guided to do another one of our healing and clearing grids. There was no real energy on actually doing the reading for the new moon. We're in such potent times, and both in finding our way, navigating our way through the complexity of the issues that are presenting for us, and also, of course, what's coming up for us internally in relation to that which we are experiencing externally. So there was this real sense that there was value actually in doing the reading and combining that with an unfolding process of working with the energies in this way. It's interesting, I've just seen the light change here in this is my writing space, but the light has changed and it's gone from sort of luminous golden to almost a blue tone, which is really fascinating because this energy of the blue frequency is very, very potent at this time. So just watching what's occurring, just watching the signs, as I know many of us are looking at through the lens of symbolic sight in this particular time, because it is fairly extraordinary. And how do we navigate the complexity of what we're being faced with, both in the mainstream media, social media, and also in the dynamics of the family groups, and even I've noticed on Facebook. Oh, sorry, I landed on the table. Even I've noticed on Facebook there is such a polarization that is occurring in anything that is being posted. So, hi Amanda, hi Louise, hi Jackie. Yeah, it's just extraordinary times. And we went through this new moon yesterday, and of course, new moons offer us a new insight. All of these new moons and full moons offer us a pulse point of focus, and also, obviously, depending on where they are where they fall in your chart, as to what that impulse might trigger off for you. But we are being taken on this ride that will take us ultimately to the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, this great awakening portal that is the winter solstice. So this ride from here to there is certainly going to be interesting. We've just gone through this new moon, as I say. We are heading into a full moon at the beginning of June, which will be an eclipsed full moon. And then we come into the winter solstice, the summer solstice, and the summer solstice is on an eclipse as well. It's a new moon solar eclipse. So we are being taken through this sort of labyrinth of experience in the middle of a multi-retrograde summer. Retrogrades will bring us back to review. The planets appear to be going retrograde, going backwards through the chart, through an area of the chart that they've already travelled through. And it's like going back over old ground again. Let's see what we can reveal, what can be brought to light. And from that being brought to light, it's like, all right, you know, what's going to be needed to be recalibrated? What is going to need to be integrated? And how do we come back into this place of alignment? And what is our personal truth? And this is calling us for discernment again, and a discrimination. It's like, where do I align with this? Where do I sit with this? And through all of this process, there is a calling, my sense, for us to be visioning forward. We are visionaries, we are vision holders. And it's like, what kind of life are you calling forward? Because from this place of the breaking apart of the old, there is the opportunity to vision forward a new earth, a new template for the temple, if you like, a new template for this internal temple. I mean, how many people are actually wanting to really go back to how things were? Well, you know, so many of us knew that the energy or the matrix that we were living in was not founded on the values that we might choose. Hi, Paula. And so there is a possibility to hold the coding for a different vision. And it is said that we only need 1% of us to be able to influence our locality. And I found it really fascinating in a channel that I had from Mother Mary just earlier on this week, who was really saying that each and every one of us at this point have been dropped in exactly the right place. So each one of us is holding a point of light in the particular area that we are currently living in. And it is for us to hold as bright a light as we possibly can, and through that be able to share that light within the locality that we are currently living in. You know, some of us have found ourselves in quite remote places, and you know, I've got sort of beautiful light holding buddies at different points in my county and obviously throughout the UK, but so many of my dear buddies are in different parts of the world. So if we know that we hold a particular frequency coding, and we know that we are resonating to the highest that we possibly can hold at this particular point in time, and we know that those light grids, those light matrices through the frequency coding that we're holding are connecting us, then we do our work. We clear and we align. We bring in the highest keys and codes that we can possibly hold to bring heaven on earth. And when everyone else is being, you know, in the matrix, in the wobble of everything, we are tasked with holding the light. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Oh, thank you. It's a painting by Patrick Gamble, and she's called The Goddess of the Rose Garden. And she came to me through a series of synchronicities about 6 years ago. And she holds the dual energies of the divine feminine, the Lilith and Eve energies. You can close one eye, you know, one side of her face and see one side of the divine feminine, and you can see her. Yeah, it's amazing. And she's overlighting the writing work that I'm doing at the moment. So it's really interesting. And I was called to be in here today to do this reading. I was going to go into the glass room with the Venus portal, but I got brought into here. So anyway, so yeah, we are all holding temple space. We're holding this alignment to connect and to hold this grid of light in the very best way that we can, just really trusting that actually there is purpose to all of this unfolding. We know there is no such thing as happenstance. You know, that actually it is the energetic alignment within us. It is what we signed up for when we came into body this lifetime, to be here at this point. This is the most significant point and portal that humanity has had to navigate. And the more of us that can hold that energy, and that can be that 1%, then we can upshift and uplift the energy and help facilitate the highest possible outcome for humanity through this period. So let's have a look and see what the roses have got to offer us. Once again, I am using the Venus grid as the template that I am going to be working from. And very interesting, you know, that Venus is in her 40 days of journeying into the underworld at the moment. So we're into that place of diving deep within each and every one of us to harness the light, because the light is within the darkness. The light is through the darkness. It's illuminated from within that place. It's not an external. So as much as we might want to resist the challenges of going into the darker aspects, the shadow aspects of the feminine and the shadow aspects of our own story. I mean, certainly for me, this last couple of weeks, in particular this last week, has been really revealing some of the stories that even I have not wanted to see in myself. And clearly I work with the roses, so they hold a steady template, and they can hold and bring an illumination to the pathway. So let's see what they might be able to offer us as an insight. Hi Caroline, hi Sharon, and see what they've got as an insight for us, and we will do an unwinding process to release anything that is needed to be released within the group online, and for the collective. Okay, one more time. So we're asking the roses for their highest guidance for us at this time, that can assist with our evolutionary path and this journey home, this journey of sacred homecoming that we're all walking in our own way at this point. Each one of us holds a facet of the diamond. Each one of us holds unique keys and codes that we bring and we have brought as a gift for humanity. So in being able to clear anything that is dimming the light of the uniqueness that you came to shine, it's what what is said is about polishing the mirror of the heart. It's like polishing what the Indians would call the chitta, the inner lens of particularly the higher heart. The roses will, in their own evolution, hold and work with the threefold flame of love, the higher heart, the connection in to the rose heart, which is the keys and codes of the divine feminine Christed flame, if you like. So let's see what the roses have got to offer us as inspiration and insight at this point. I just love it. All right. So the first rose is Rose Mar 1. And she says, I am magnetic. I attract to me all that is in resonance with the deepest calling of my heart, for in that is my truth and my power. And this is a beautiful rose that came, oh, thanks, Evelyn. This rose came to me from the Mottisfont Rose Garden, which is a beautiful National Trust rose garden, just local here actually, with over 2,000 roses. And this rose was just inside the walled garden with the archway in. And she was bigger than my hand. This is an enormous rose. And I mean, look at the spin. If you're looking, you know, for that sense of, you know, inner alignment, just breathe her in. You know, she's just stunning. And she says, I am magnetic. And of course we are. Our hearts are our attractor factor. They attract to us the people and the experiences and the opportunities that are in resonance to the coding. So this is why our own inner work is so important, because when we can release, see and release, illuminate the stories that we might still be holding, it brings in more and more light. It brings an aliveness to the heart that allows it to illuminate to another level. And then we attract something different, which is why the work it's an inner work. It's not external. It's an internal process. So let's see what else they've got to offer us in this particular process. So we're asking the roses for further insight that can assist our journey at this particular time. So we have Rose Bagua 3. Now the Rose Bagua roses are 9 roses that hold a different template, a different aspect of our inner landscape. So it's like the inner feng shui of love, if you like, that we can see how we receive and we give out. And each of these roses have got a different message for us in the Bagua, what we bring focus to. So Rose Bagua 3 brings us into attention to our teachers, both on the earth planes and from spirit. So this is really sort of saying to me, trust your guidance. Really take time to tune in and trust your guidance. Trust the inner tutor, but also be honouring of the teachers that you've had along the pathway. And that could be, you know, your parents, your primary carers that set you up with the wound that you have been working with this lifetime. It's like understanding that all came to you in purpose. Everything came in right alignment for your soul's evolution. Now this rose is tiny, tiny. She's no more than about an inch across and smells of violets. Now, interestingly, violet oil, sweet violet oil, is used as and particularly I love it worked with roses, the working with grief. So often I have found that, particularly for us as women, that when things haven't been spoken and we put them down in the body, usually they'll go down into the liver, they'll go down as a defense to life. And actually underneath that there will be a connection in with stories that are held on the lungs, so there can be a grief aspect to that. So in the turning to understanding the story that we may have come in with, that we signed up for by incarnating and embedding into the genetic storyline that our birth families held, there is understanding that it was a teaching. And there is the understanding that actually when we come back to the attractor factor of the heart, and that from that template we attracted the teachers that we might have been drawn to in this lifetime. And again, for those of us that have been working with the healing arts or working with meditation and other energy technologies, there is a sense that we were drawn to that particular pathway because of a past life memory. I know in 1999 actually, when I was helping a woman in Dar es Salaam who had a brain tumour, and sending Reiki and Reiki books and things like that out to her. And she sent me an old photocopied manuscript of a pranic healing book by a man called Master Choa Kok Sui. And I opened the book and saw the picture. It was in black and white, old photocopied book. And I saw him and I recognized him as a teacher that I had had from previous lifetimes. And I went halfway across the world to Vancouver Island to actually go and meet him and train with him, although I'd never, ever met another pranic healer. The calling was so strong. And some of you on the call might resonate with that. When you've been drawn to train with a certain teacher, or you've been drawn to a certain person, often it's because you've got a past life memory of your connection with them. Hi Lizette, hi Gloria. So these are really interesting and powerful times when we can acknowledge our teachers, but also understand that in order to navigate this time as best you can, being open to connect with your own guides and teachers on the higher planes, on the light levels, brings another sense of clarity and alignment to the energy that you're holding. Right. We're going in depth today. I really didn't know what was going to come today, so it's very interesting actually. So let's see what the third rose is that wants to come. I'm going to draw 5 roses to go on to the pentagram that is connected to the Venus grid. So, what's our third rose? We have Rose 7. And Rose 7 is from the original 11 roses that sit on the body, and they form a chakra healing grid on the body. This particular rose is sits on the solar plexus. There are 2 roses that sit on the solar plexus. She is, you can see, is very light filled, has got a golden luminous center to her, and she looks almost fragile. And she says, no, no, no. In my transparency, in my vulnerability is my superpower. So this rose is saying to us, own your story, own the path that you've taken, own the places where you've made choices that have led you perhaps into challenging situations. You know, own all of these aspects of yourself. Look at all of the places where you can see behaviors that have been conditioned by your experience this far. Look and see where the gold is in what you've experienced. You know, and when you can see where the gold is in your experience, then no longer can you be blown over. And actually you hold that solar plexus then with absolute truth and alignment. Hi Kasia, hi Donna. Hi, Cecilia. So yeah, this is a really, really, really powerful grid that's forming. This is time for us to really find our internal power, find that place of truth and alignment within us, so that we can, as I say, have discernment in what we might be hearing on mainstream media and what we are hearing on social media. There are places where what we are given at both ends of the stick could be seen as questionable. And it's like, where do I align my energy? What feels to be truth for me? And how do I sit with this? So we want the next rose. Gosh. Gosh, I should have to come and sit here and do a reading again. This is amazing. So we have Rose Angel 11. All of the goodies are coming out today. Rose Angel 11. So this rose is the last rose that comes up in the group of roses called the Rose Angels. And this is the process whereby the 5 wounds to love are transformed into the jewels, and what they do is they open up the golden heart. So this golden heart field that this energy opens up, and you can see she's like an invitation, right? So she's a David Austin rose called Golden Celebration. So there is an invitation here into this golden heart. And she says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and end of your search, and I hand you the golden key. So this place is, you know, when we have come into this place where we have owned our story. Hi, Susan. We can move to this place of this illumined, this golden heart. You know, the golden heart and the golden heart field activates the golden light body. This is the place that we want to get to, and we can only do that when we have transformed those 5 wounds. And those 5 wounds are abandonment, betrayal, denial, judgment and separation. Those 5 wounds will keep us out of the heart, and they will contract our energy because we will at some level be in defense to ensure that we don't get triggered by an experience of that kind of wounding. And that wounding will have come in as from the soul coding, or it will have come in down the genetic line. And this rose says, once you have fully owned your story, go back to here, once you've fully owned your story and you are no longer vulnerable to that story, and you have transformed your experiences into gold, it is the gold in the heart field that you, this golden flame of the heart field, that you take out to illuminate the hearts of others. We cannot help another light their heart field until ours is lit first. And we know from like a candle, from one candle you can light millions of candles, but you've got to have that one candle lit first. Or it's like on the aircraft, not that any of us can remember what aircraft are like now, but on the aircraft it says, if there's a shortage of oxygen, pull that mask down and put your mask on first, then help others. And this is the story. We own our story. If we do our own inner work, and what better thing to do in lockdown or in this place of global reset, but to address what has yet to be revealed. And here we come back in to what I was talking about earlier about the retrograde planets calling us in to review, you know, to look again at what's going on in order to be able to step forward. And then we've got the eclipses on the 5th of June and the 21st of June, and there's another one in the beginning of July, that are going to further activate it for us. So although it might feel like a bit of an interesting ride, actually what it's doing is it's taking us into this golden heart field. And if with everything that we experience, we turn around and say, where's the gold in this? What needs to be seen? What can be revealed that is leading me to my mastery? Then we will have got the juice out of the experience. So, hi Ashley. So we are looking at our last rose to bring us the illumination and the culmination of our 5-card grid. So, beautiful roses, we're asking for the last piece here to show us what we need to be working with. Gosh. And we have Rose Bagua 4. And Rose Bagua 4 is all about abundance, wealth and blessings. So it's like if we can keep with the program, if we can keep into this place of alignment. So what have we got here in this journey with this particular grid? I am magnetic. I attract to me all that is in resonance with the deepest calling of my heart, for in that is my truth and my power. So understanding that it is the frequency of your heart that is the attractor factor for all of that you experience on the lens, on the screen of your life. And therefore, whatever this rose is calling you to refine and align with, that's her message. Honouring the ancestors and the teachers, but also remembering to connect in with your higher council, your guides and mentors on the higher planes, on the light realms, and feel that connection that allows you to be this acupuncture point of light, allows you to bring and transduce down through your soul star, down through into the body, further activate the heart star and anchor the keys and codes into the earth star. This is what's going to keep you aligned in verticality and not too caught out or caught in to what's unfolding on the horizontal plane. And it allows you to bring the highest light in to offer your own version of a divine dispensation to those who are struggling in this particular time. Reminding yourself that in the vulnerability is your superpower. In your superpower is where you are, in fact, the in your best alignment. The golden heart. Keeping clear, keeping a focus on what's coming up. What's coming up? Where is there still a trigger? Where does that allow you to go, ooh, there's an energy charge on that. Where do I need to bring my focus? Where do I need to bring myself back in before I react? This is about stepping out of habitual reaction to come into response, to come into considered response, into saying, what would love have me say, do, or be now? This offers us another way of approach in how we deal with anything. And the last one on our amazing five-star Venus piece today And this is Rose Bagua 4. And she is just abundance, wealth and blessings. And, you know, wealth has several different levels to it, obviously, because we can feel blessed and wealthy without it being necessarily about money. It can be just in the great mates that we've got around us. It can be in just the beauty of nature. I mean, here in the UK, how we've managed to have so many days of just luscious sunshine. It's a bit Winnie the Pooh in the blustery day today, but it's, you know, we've been very blessed. So there is, you know, there is an unfolding here. So I'm going to work with my big wooden pendulum, Thoth, and just unwind anything that wants to be released and to create even greater ease in our process. So if there was one of those rose cards, or even more than one, that really resonated for you, if you just keep that in mind, bring that rose to mind, breathe it in, put your hand on your higher heart chakra, and just ask that is anything that is running that needs to be released to you, for you to be able to absorb the highest possible frequency of those pure love codes of the roses, that you allow it to be released now. And just breathe those roses, that rose or those roses in. And allow anything on the out breath to be released that you're ready to let go of. So anything that's blocking your abundance, anything that's blocking your golden heart, anything where you're still feeling vulnerable, anything in which you feel blocked in your connection to the light realms and your guides and mentors, anywhere in which you feel your heart is troubled, just breathe it out. So you can breathe it out on the out breath and breathe in the luminous golden light from Rose Angel 11, the golden heart. And as the pendulum is stopping, coming to stop, it will then turn on its own accord clockwise. And you can breathe in, I am magnetic. I honour my teachers on all levels. I understand and I honour that my vulnerability is my power. I open the golden heart that I hold, and I open to abundance, wealth and blessings in my life. Just breathe those pure love, light technologies, light codes into your body. So I'm feeling, this is my the first of my new Rose Temple anointing oils. Hadn't planned to do that one either. I'm just going to put a little drop in my palm They'll be up on the website shortly. And I'm just going to send a rose blessing with the rose oil to you. And this bowl is the Violet Aura Gold Bowl of Mastery. And I just invite you to allow that energy, looks like I've gone violet now as well, allow that energy to come towards you. So there we are. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that it was useful for you. And I will take a picture of the grid. I probably won't put it in the feed. I will actually put it as the next post on the recording. And yeah. Just see, you know, meditate with it, see what comes for you and how that might upshift your energy. I found the roses are amazing to go back to time and time again. They bring me back into an alignment. They bring me back into that sense of connection. They are pure love. They have no other agenda other than to illuminate all the places where we need that. So, with much gratitude for you for sticking with it and staying with me in this journey, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.